Welcome back to Overzeal Arts, everybody. Today we're gonna do something a little different, right? Because something passed that I feel like I missed out on, but I didn't really miss out on it. I just opted not to partake, and I'll get into why later on. So yeah, if any of you are familiar, if you've been involved with the art community on YouTube, then you would be familiar with Jazza. You know, he came out with the JPAC, the Jazza Pro Artist Collection. So that came out. It was a limited edition, and it ended once, and then he brought it back due to request, but it was the absolute last time that it would come out, and that recently ended. I believe it was end of February. The end of February. And yeah, so I wanted to participate in this, and by participate in this I mean buy a JPAC, you know, but I couldn't justify spending $100 plus tax to my wife, and that's pretty much not blaming her. She was just being financially responsible and holding me to my responsibilities. Cause me, sometimes I just wanna, like, you know? So yeah, not saying that's a bad thing, that's a good thing. So what it pushed me to do was to see if I could emulate the JPAC. Not everything, but as far as with the markers, right? Because I have these. I have the Blick Studio, a 48 count. I also have a couple Copics and some more Blick Studio duplicates inside here. So I have a pretty decent collection of markers already, and I'm thinking, that was the thing that intrigued me the most out of the JPAC, was the markers and the colored pencils also. But you can see here, this was a, I don't remember, 72. Oh, this is a 72 pack of colored pencils, the Prismacolor Premier. So I'm like, I have these materials already. I have paper that's, the Strathmore Bristol paper is really good for markers, really good for colored pencils. I have fine liners and brush pens, and these two here, which they are recommended on the Jazza channel. Actually, you should watch that video where he tested out a bunch of brush pens. So yeah, bottom line is, most of these materials, if not all of these materials, I have. Not exactly what's in the JPAC, but I do have it. So being reminded that it wouldn't have been a wise purchase for me, made me think, hey, I have all these already. Like, I'm just thinking, I want to buy it. Also, I wanted to support Jazza also. It's not just about the materials. I've been a long time fan of Jazza, and I just wanted to support, you know? I love to see him doing well. So what that brought to mind was, let me try to, like I said, put together a color palette, a limited color palette that I could work with that is similar to the marker set that he has, the 24 marker set. So I set aside some markers for myself. All right, so I'm gonna use this 24 pack of markers that I selected that are very close to the colors that Jazza picked for the JPAC. Yeah, like I said, the markers are what intrigued me the most about the JPAC. So that's what I'm gonna go with. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the same Spider-Man that he drew. And I'm gonna color it using the Blick Studio markers that I've selected for this. Yeah, also, shout out to Blick. I love Blick. Love you guys. Keep making good products. You could also sponsor a brother if you like. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a light construction sketch. You're starting to see it come to form. What's an interesting fun fact is behind that piece of paper with the colors on it, with the color chart, is another Spider-Man. I did one not a rough draft, but this is the second Spider-Man. I'll show you at the end, actually. Now we're getting a line work. It's coming out nice. I didn't get the pose exactly how it was, but it's all good. It's close enough. And then after this initial run through with the inks, I'm gonna go over it with a thicker line art, a thicker marker. Bringing in a brush pen. I really like this one. What I gotta figure out is how not to smear when I color. It's really annoying. All right, so this is the line work. I missed it. It's all good. Going into the color, my favorite part. For the most part, I tried to look at the technique that Jazza used when he was coloring it. If you watch the video, you even see the pattern of me coloring in the same order, in the same places, in the same order. Just so I could try to be as accurate as possible. Oh, and also I'm using I just recently got an Elo sketchbook, and it's really good. It's really good. I love how the markers blend on it. A little bit of the highlights in there, darkening up some spots. The book bag I kind of got random with the color mixture. It came out really nice. All right, and there we go. We're gonna put up a picture of Jazza's. It's a little off because he added also the colored pencils. I'm only going with the markers. But it comes out really well. As you can see, you can get really good results with what you have. Just choosing similar colors, that can mix well. So as you can see, if you like me and you missed out on purchasing the J-Pack, you can work with what you have and still come up with comparable results. This is the Spider-Man. Bada boom. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Also, you can see the back of this page. I did another spider. I did it twice. I said I'd show you guys at the end. It's not that much off. But one was just for practice before I did the video, just to kind of be confident that I can do it, you know, because artists, if you're an artist, you know, we go through stuff like that. So I ended up doing it twice. And after I did the first time, I was like, I can do it. And you know what? You can do it. So yeah, that's the most important part of the video. Shout out once again to Jazza. Shout out once again to Blick Studio. And have I been saying the full name? It's Blick Art Materials. Shout out to Blick Art Materials. And yeah. And shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired to draw. I hope you're inspired to use what you already have. If you can't get out there and get new things. But yeah. Peace.